Dear friends, now the situation is very critical due to COVID-19 pandemic situation. You are very conscious about your health and your health of your family members. So try to avoid your movements to going outside. Always remain at your home. So this is very important precaution for us. Dear friends, today we will discuss the very important topic, that is metals and non-metals. What are the properties of metals and non-metals, how they differ from one another. Today let us discuss some physical properties of metal and non-metals. We know that if you see the physical state of metals and non-metals, that all metals are solid except mercury. Mercury in liquid state. All metals are solid. Then come to your non-metals. They can be available in solid, liquid and gas in three states. Some are solid, some are liquid and some are gaseous. For examples, you know, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, these are in gaseous state. Bromine is a liquid non-metals, and phosphorus, sulfur, carbon, these are the solid non-metals. So these are the very important difference between metals and non-metal on the basis of physical state. Why metals are generally solid? Due to strong metallic bond, strong interatomic force. This is responsible for existence of solid state of all metals. Then second property, that is luster, that means shining. Almost all metals are luster and shine. That means if you compare with non-metals, almost all non-metals are dull. They do not shine, they do not luster. But exception is very important, that is diamond and graphite. You know, diamond is the very colorful substance. It is a non-metals, but it is colorful, it shines when light passes through it. That's why diamond, graphite, these are non-metals, but they show the luster property. These are the exception. Non-metals but showing luster. But almost all metals are luster. If you cut a metal, you can see the shining nature of metals. This is due to excitation of electrons. Due to excitation of electrons of the metals. Due to excitation, it shows different color. Then third important property of metal is malleable. Malleable means can be beaten into sheet. If you beat the metal sheet, then it can be converted to larger sheet. So this property of metal is malleable nature, and this malleable property is highest in case of gold and silver. Gold is the highest malleable behavior. Then which will come? Silver. But your non-metals, almost they are non-malleable. Malleable property of metal is due to the repulsive force between the metal atoms. When it will be beaten, due to the repulsion force between the metal atoms, between the electrons of the metal atom, it spread, it extended its position. That's why showing the malleable property. But non-metal do not show this property. Then another fourth property of metal is almost all non-metals are ductile. Almost all non-metals are ductile. Ductile means can be drawn into air. That means when you drag the metal sheet, then it will be converted into air. If you pull the metal sheet, then it will be converted to, if you take a wire, if you again pull it, it will be again thinner. So This property drawn into air, this property is called ductile property, and almost all metals shows this property, and the ductile property highest is same gold and then silver. But in case of non-metal, this property is not shown. They do not show this ductile property. Then 5 point is, that is hardness. Almost all metals are hard because they have very strong metallic bond, very strong interatomic force. That's why they're very hard. But that is the hardest metal is tungsten. Tungsten is the highest metal. That is hardest metal is your tungsten. Then, but the exception is sodium, potassium. These metals are very soft, can be cut with a knife. Although these are metals, but they are very soft. These are exception behavior. The metal which is very soft do not show the property of hardness. These are the sodium, potassium. But hardest is your tungsten. But if you see the non-metals, almost all non-metals are soft. They do not show the property of hardness. But exception is diamond. Diamond is the what? Hardest substance. It is also very hard, diamond. You know, diamond crystal can be used in cutting your glass and other metal surface. So this property is observed by diamond only, exception. All non-metals are soft except diamond. Then metals have high density. Density of metals is very high. Density means heavier. Metals are heavy. The highest denser metal is your iridium, IR, that is iridium, 22.6 gram per ml. That means 1 ml weight is 22.6. It's heavy, heaviest. That's why high density. And the lightest metal is lithium. Lithium is the lightest metal. The density is 0.53. That means less than 1. That's why lithium floats on water. Because the density of water is 1, but density of lithium is 0.53. That's why lithium metals also floats on the surface of water, because due to low density. Similarly, if you see the non-metals, almost all non-metals have low density. Density is very low. That's why generally they floats on water also. But compared to metals, they have low density. Which one? Non-metals. Then another very important properties of metal, that is good conductor. All metals are good conductor. They conduct electricity. Current can pass through it due to free electrons. Remember, all metals have free electron. Free electron means electron is somewhat loosely bonded. That's why it easily electricity conduct. That's why metals have good conductor properties, and the highest good conductor property is silver, then copper, then gold. Silver has highest conductivity property, then copper, then gold. Lowest conductivity is lead. Which has lowest conductivity? That is lead. It has low that conductivity, lead metals. But if you see the non-metals, almost all non-metals are bad conductor. All are bad conductor except graphite. Graphite is a non-metal made of carbon, which is a good conductor. Your graphite is a good conductor because it has free electrons. If the matter has some free electrons, then it can conduct electricity. So graphite can conduct electricity due to presence of free electrons. So almost all metals are good conductor and non-metals are bad conductor. Then another important property is melting point and boiling point. Almost all metals have high melting point and boiling point. Almost all metals have high melting point and boiling point. The temperature required, more temperature required to melt and boil. That's why high melting point and boiling point due to very strong interatomic force. Already I have told you that's metallic bond. The metallic bond is very strong. That's why high melting point and boiling point. Highest melting point metal is tungsten. Because already we discussed your tungsten is the hardest substance. Similarly, highest melting point is also tungsten. And the lowest melting point is mercury. The melting point of mercury is very low. That's why these are very important examples that metals have high melting boiling point. If you compare with the non-metals, non-metals have low melting and boiling point. Exception is carbon, boron and silicon. These are the non-metals but have high melting point. These are exception because due to the strong bonding. Then another very important property of metal is high tensile strength. High tensile strength means more force is required for elongation. If you pull any rod, metal rod, if rod takes more weight for the breaking, that means high tensile strength. So metals have high tensile strength, already we discussed, because they have very strong metallic bond. Heavy weight can be given to break it. That's why high tensile strength. But non-metal very low tensile strength. Non-metals have very low tensile strength and metals have high tensile strength. More force required to break. Here very low force can break it. Then another very important property of metal is forming alloys. What is alloys? Combination of metals. Metal can be added with another metal to form alloys. Alloy is the mixture of metals and also with the non-metals. Generally, metals can be mixed with another metal. This mixing property results the formation of alloys. Metal can be, some metals, selected metals can form alloys. But non-metals do not form alloys. Generally do not form alloys with themselves. But it can be mixed with metals, selected metals. So this property, why we are forming the alloys, when it will convert to alloy, the property increases. Some quality of the metals increases. It will not be easily rusted like this. Hardness also increases to become more hard. That's why metal can be converted to alloys. We are making ornaments, gold ornaments, by mixing copper and silver with the gold. That's why the quality of gold increases, the hardness of gold increases. That's why metal is converted to alloys to increase the quality. So metal forms alloys and non-metal do not form alloys. Then very important property that metals have, that sonorous nature. Sonorous means produce sound. We know we are using bell, calling bell and school bell, also ringing bell. We are using the made of these substance and made of metals because they produce sound due to vibration. These particles easily vibrated. That's why it produce sound. But non-metals do not show this property, sonorous property. That's why non-metal is not used for making bell. But metals is used. Your copper, silver, aluminium, these metals can be used for tin. Tin, copper can be used for making bell or for produce sound. So these are very important properties of metals and non-metals. So what property we have discussed today? That is physical state, luster, malleable, ductile, and hardness, that is hardness, regarding hardness, then density, regarding the comparison of density, then conductivity of metals and non-metals, melting point and boiling point of metals, then tensile strength. Tensile strength means required heavy weight, that means high tensile strength, and formation of alloys to increase the quality of metals, formation of alloys, then sonorous property. So due to this physical behavior of metals, due to this very good quality of metals generally used in our day-to-day life more comparison to non-metals. Most of metals have very good quality. That's why we are using different materials in our day-to-day life. So this is about the properties of metals and non-metals. Okay, thank you.